What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to another episode of the Nonstop Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Those of you familiar with this brand of the show know we don't like to mince words, we like to jump straight in. So with that in mind, Rick, what are we doing today, buddy?
Steven Universe Future, Episode 14, Growing Pains. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Steven Universe Future.
I just realised Peridot is not on a hoverboard, she's just manipulating a bin lid.
Yeah, she got a bin. She had the bin lid in the finale of the regular series as well.
You're asking me to remember a lot, bro. Okay, so this is an in-universe movie, isn't it?
Oh man, they remind me of Pugsley from Paranormal Park a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Who was also voiced by Beetlejuice.
Okay, fair enough. That timer
he was
went
too close.
off far too late.
Yeah, he was too close when he chucked it.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, it's making me laugh, but it's so shit.
Yeah.
So they've probably gone somewhere in space.
Yeah, good old dad.
Man, I know it's easy to say again as a dude watching a cartoon, but it's like... Okay, it sucks, right? Because you can't say this as advice, but sometimes the advice you give and the advice has to be taken is just get the fuck over it, bro.
Yeah.
And I realise that's not helpful in most scenarios.
Getting clickbaited by Greg.
I'm sure someone's drawn a hentai parody of what's going on.
Yeah. I liked how it went immediately from being pink depressed to being, like, perfectly okay as soon as Dad picked up.
Why did he keep it?
Oh yeah, and because it's a glow stick, they actually do stay glowy if you stick them in the freezer.
Wait, what? Did his growing accidentally make the fun go over the green?
Yeah.
Oh no. He's become the Elephant Man.
Yeah. One of Carl Pilkington's favourite freaks.
Oh no. Oh, that made my head hurt.
Yeah. Just every time it cuts back to him, he's just a different shape.
Does he? No.
Well, he does. It's just, it's infused. Got liquid diamond pumping through his veins. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she's calling Greg at this point.
Okay. But he's got a heartbeat, so... I fucking hate having that done.
Oh yeah, me too. It's the worst.
I remember my nan got an order from the doctors once, which was to eat more crisps.
Oh, did she have too low blood pressure?
Yeah, so that's all it was. But I was like, all I was told was Mingy had been told that she needs to eat more crisps, and I went, that's a weird thing to be told.
Oh yeah, so he's however old he is, never been to the doctor.
Why doesn't it cover your butt? Is it because they need quick access for tests or something?
I don't know.
Or is it to help keep you cool by having a bit of a wind flow? I really don't know, because again... Oh, fuck, that would be very scary, wouldn't it?
What I actually think it is that they give them to everyone who's in hospital. And that includes convicts as well.
Okay.
So they don't want like there to be.
Oh, Amethyst, you fucking animal!
Yep. Dropped on the head.
Wait, does that mean every time he's taken a fucking injury, it's affected his bones?
Yeah.
That's why anxiety fucking sucks, because there can be nothing triggering that response, but it still happens.
Yeah, it's like your body's always hearing boss music.
It's one of those where, like, I had anxiety a couple of times, or at least allegedly. It's one of those things where it's what the doctor has said it probably was. Where I thought I was having a heart attack, because that's how bad I felt. And then the doctor went, there's actually nothing wrong with you, so you probably just had anxiety. And I'm like, one, that calmed me down immediately because, I'm not dying. But on the other hand, I'm like, what the fuck am I anxious about? There's nothing happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's just going through the season 1 stuff.
Oh, is Connie gonna clock on? Yeah. Yeah, don't want to tell fucking mum that, do we?
No. So all I can think of is just looks like. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, Connie called Greg.
That wasn't a very comfortable scene. Wasn't meant to be, obviously, but...
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but all I could think of was when he was like swelling up, it was he just looked like a giant baby.
Okay, sure.
And that's why I was chuckling.
You're allowed to chuckle and find things amusing. I'm just saying it wasn't comfortable to watch.
No. She didn't say no, she said not right now. Oh, he does have his undies.
I mean...
Yeah. As a kid's cartoon, yes, he would.
I mean, he had the undies on when he had the gown on, anyway.
Yeah. But he tore everything else.
Okay. But the undies are something he came with, so I assume they stretched with him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tan foot.
Yeah. Because he's normally got the sandal over it.
Man, heavy episode. This is about the only words I can think of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it was very much an answer episode to the one that came before.
I disagree on that.
Yeah, but it's also like, this is now the tone for pretty much the rest of the season.
I don't know, man. The tone's been pretty fucking down for the entirety of Future, if you compare it to regular Steven Universe.
Oh, totally. This is not some. It's the tone and the trajectory as well.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't. I just want to pick up. I don't think this is an answer episode for the previous episode because it's covering so much more than just that. You know, I guess you could argue the previous episode was a catalyst for this one to happen, but you know, any number of events could have triggered this. Case in point, we went through them.
Yeah, like last episode was more like the straw that broke the camel's back, and this was the fallout from not only that but everything that came before as they kind of went over.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way of looking at it. But yeah, apart from those things we mentioned, what did you think?
I actually think it was a nice way to look at like Steven's physiology, because a lot of the time that doesn't get any attention, and I think it was important in showing that even a hero can have cracks, and I think that's a very good message for a kid to learn. That's what I took from it anyway. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it stressed that a bit less and focused more on his human side, specifically like Priyanka straight up calls out the fact that, you know, you could be physically fine, but you got to look after your mental side, man. It's something a lot of people neglect, and I imagine kids. We keep saying kids for this show, but let's be realistic. This show feels like a slightly older audience. It's definitely meant for like late teenagers, quite possibly early to late teenagers. You know?
Yeah, mid-late teenagers, young adult kind of ages.
Rick, you and I are from a different generation from what this show is aimed, or who this show is aimed at, I should say, because it started to get better a bit in secondary school, but even then it was shit in my case, where mental health was just not a thing.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have mental health at all.
It's a subject loads of people are uncomfortable with. And we even saw Steven's reaction is a very realistic one, because I think when you get confronted with the fact that you might have a mental illness, one of the first things you think is, you're saying I'm broken.
Yeah, there's something wrong with my brain, yeah.
And that's a perfectly rational response to have, because there's still... It's 2024, and it feels like people have been focusing on mental health a lot for about 15 years-ish, maybe. And there's still such... I don't like using the word, but there is a stigma around it.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically mental stuff, because people can't see it, so therefore they don't believe it. Which is funny, because they don't act that way about other things, but we'll leave that. Rick, favourite moment?
The little montage of Priyanka giving Steven the examinations, and Steven's body fighting her against his will.
Yeah, I'll champion the fact that, yeah, your body reacting violently to having your blood pressure taken is perfectly natural.
Oh, yeah. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
It's difficult, really, because this episode was a fucking bomber.
It was.
I did like the initial phone call with Greg right at the beginning of the episode, because Greg was having his own fun time, but granted, Steven couldn't get over his own hurdle that he placed of, I don't want to ruin my dad's fun time, so he didn't go into it. But Greg made it very clear that he thought something was... You could tell he thought something was wrong, and he was like, are you sure everything's okay, Steven? We can swing by.
Yeah. They have a good enough relationship that they will call each other, but normally, a lot of the time, you don't call a family member unless there is actually something wrong.
Well, maybe in your case.
Well, then again, we live with each other, so, you know.
Yeah, when my nan was around, I called her every day.
Sure.
Because, you know, she lived in Wales. That's a long way away. I can't just pop my head in.
Mm-hmm.
We need to add to our MVP board, Rick. Who are you selecting?
I'd struggle to give it to anyone but Priyanka today. So it's got to be Priyanka. She was my favourite moment, and she grounded the episode in some amount of logic and sense.
Yeah. As much as you can when when you're dealing with space lesbian space aliens.
Gay space rocks. But yeah, how about you? Who's going to be your MVP for today?
I mean, I can't disagree with the fact that Priyanka was a very important part of this episode, but I am going to give it to Greg.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
Greg proves time and time again that does his best as a father, and he kind of has to pull double duty, what with not having a straight up mother for Stephen, even though the Gems try their best. And I'd argue that all three of them could hold that role on any given day, depending on the circumstances. But hey ho, diddly do. Greg pulled it out of the knocked it out of the park, for lack of a better term. He is constantly a star when it comes to dealing with human problems, and it wasn't on the cards and it wasn't what happened, but if Stephen had consulted Greg before proposing to Connie, he would have avoided a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that does it for today, guys. Join us again next week for even more Steven Universe Future.
See you later, everyone.